welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey, as the Pope John Junior Lions are battling the Rumson Bulldogs. Here's the kickoff for the second half, down to about the 35-yard line, and it's picked up, and Benny Platt reverses course back to the 35, and he's brought down by the Bulldogs there, as the Junior Lions will take over. First and 10 from the 35, as we are just underway here in the second half. Rumson leads the game 12-7 over Pope John. The Lions with a 19-yard touchdown run with about a minute to go in the second quarter by Benny Platt to give them points on the board. And they scored the point after as well. Meanwhile, Rumson with a 50-yard touchdown run, also a 4-yard touchdown reception, but they failed on both of their point after touchdowns. And so that's why the lead is only 12-7 as opposed to 14-7. The Lions are up to the line, starting from their own 35 here at the beginning of the third quarter. First play from scrimmage, and here's Klebitz. He fakes it over to Platt, but gives it to the fullback, and he rumbles about 3 yards on the play. And that was Anthony Grego on the carry. Grego for 3. And it'll be 2nd and 7. Let's go down the roster again for Pope John as we interweave that with the plays here on the game coverage. Number 4, Connor Hart. Number 5 is Benny Platt. Number 7, Kevin Murphy. Number 8, Charlie Formasano. Number 9, Braden Colson. Number 10, Mateus Munoz. Lions up to the line. Here's Klebitz. Klebitz hands it off to Grego again. The fullback rumbles through the middle for about 5, maybe 6. Looks like they're going to spot the ball between the 48 and 49-yard line. Now they're going to put it down at the 4. Lions with a 3rd and 1. 2 minutes in here in the third quarter. Lions in their home blues, trimmed by gold and white. They are traveling right to left on your screen. Rumson in their road silvers, trimmed by black and white. Here's Platt up the middle, and he has enough for a first down to about the 46-yard line. He only needed to get to the 45. He got an extra yard, and the Lions will continue to march. First down, Pope John from their own 46. Continuing with the roster, number 11 is Damian Morales. Number 12, Danny Filato. Number 13, John McCann. Number 15, Anthony Reale. Number 16, Max Fido. Number 18, Dominic Diarco. And 21 is Chase Whaley. 23, Sean Klebitz, the quarterback for the Lions, and he's back in the huddle now. That's a good place to stop until we get another stoppage. Lions up to the line. First and 10 from their own 46. 7:25 to go, third quarter. Here's a handoff to Grego up the middle, and the fullback only gets it back to about the line of scrimmage. So let's pick up the roster. Number 26 is Braden Convey. Number 30, Ryan Hart. Number 33, Ryan LaBreglia. Number 40 is Jacob Jessamaria. 43, Tyler Killen. 45, Jude Cofrancesco. 61, Anthony Grego. 88, Noah Kraus. And number 99 is Matt Schultz. The head coach of the Pope John Junior Lions 10 and under squad is Jared Cofrancesco, assisted by Dan Platt. Team manager Kathy Jessamaria. Here's a handoff to Platt. Platt bursts through the right side and gets almost to the 50-yard line. He'll come up just shy of it. And that'll bring up third at about 7. Yeah, you're going to mark it between the 49 and 50. So about 6.5, 7 yards to go for Pope John. Third down. 6:22 to go, third quarter. Klebitz under center. He'll pitch back to Platt. Platt to the near sideline, going left. He's met in the backfield, and we got a whistle. That looks like it's going to be a face mask penalty against Rumson. And if it is, that will give Pope John an automatic first down. It is. Face mask called against Rumson. And Pope John will take the yardage, and they'll take the first down. No, it's only a 5-yard incidental. It's not a long one, so apologize for that. Only 5 yards in the play, but it will bring them closer to a first down. They have to get to the 46, so the ball's spotted at the 40. I'm sorry, they have to get to the 44. So the ball's spotted at the 48. It's going to make it 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4, Lions up to the 48 of Rumson. 5-yard face mask penalty incidental against the Rumson defense. 5:09 to go, 3rd quarter. Here's Klebitz, handed off to the fullback. Grego gets to the 40 and is brought down. That'll be about a yard shy of the first down marker. 4th and 1 for Pope John. So the Lions undoubtedly going to go for it here. 4th and 1. Big play. They want to keep momentum going. This is their opening drive of the second half. They did this last week against Manalapan. They held the ball for almost the entire first quarter. And on the second to last play of the first quarter, they got down to the 1 and weren't able to break through, and they got stopped at the 1-yard line. But this is 4th and 1. Keeper by Klebitz. Klebitz will rumble through for about a yard and a half, and that should be enough for a first down. It is. Referees give the signal. First down, Pope John. Another quarterback sneak by Sean Klebitz. He's good for 2. Needed 1. And the Lions get the first down. 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Clock is running. Lions down to the Rumson 43. 1st and 10. The Bulldogs lead the Lions 12-7. Here's the snap. Handoff to Reale. Reale coming from the far side to the near. He rolls through to about the 42. A lot of yardage run by Reale, but not north-south, and he only gains a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9. He came from the other side of the field, ran down to the near sideline, so only able to gain about 1 there. 3:20 to go. It'll be 2nd and they gave him 2 yards. So we're going to mark it at the 42. 2nd and 8. No, 2nd and 9. Let's say 2nd and 9. They started at the 43. Second and 9. Klebitz under center. Hand off to Platt. Platt to his left. Looking for a hole. Continue to run up. And gets to about the 38-yard line. He stopped there. It's going to be 3rd and about 5 or 6. Clock is still running. 2:35 to go here. 3rd quarter. Rumson scored on their first play from scrimmage. A 50-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, number 23. And then they made it 12-0. They missed the extra point. And they made it 12-0 on a 4-yard touchdown pass from 23 to number 15. Failed on the extra point for that, too, and it was 12-0. Then the Lions, with about 40 seconds to go in the first half, Benny Platt ran in from 19 yards out. Here's Klebitz to Platt. Platt takes the handoff, and he gets about a yard on the play, if that. And that's going to bring up 4th, about 5. So Platt scored. They got the extra point. Made it 12-7 before halftime. Rumson had an opportunity to score again with a second to go in the second quarter. It was a home run pass to the corner in the end zone, but the receiver for Rumson, it went right through his hands. And Pope John was able to stay within 5, and that's where we are right now. 12-7, 4th and 5 to go, and it looks like Pope John drew the Rumson defense offside. And with that penalty, they're going to be real close to the first down marker, if not past it. We're going to find out in just a second. Yeah, they spot the ball at the 32-yard line. And that is good enough to move the chains. First down, Pope John. And the Lions, with that first down, will take a timeout. Coach Cofrancesco wants to talk things over. And we'll be right back with the remainder of the 3rd quarter here from Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey. It's the Rumson Bulldogs 12, the Pope John Lions 7. We'll be back with the remaining action in the 3rd quarter right after this. Welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey for Junior Lions football, 10 and under today. The Lions taking on the Rumson Bulldogs. Mike Formasano along with you, calling today's action. Thanks for joining us. We have 1:28 to go in the third quarter. The Bulldogs lead the Lions 12-7, but the Lions are on the move. First and 10, hand up the Platt. He goes to the far sideline, to the right, running down to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Is he in? We'll see. The referee will go ahead and mark it. No, they're going to mark him just shy of the pylon. Big run by Benny Platt. And that'll make it first and goal, Lions. They're on the verge of taking the lead here in the third quarter. 1:16, clock stopped. First and goal. They're going to mark him at the 2. So, big gainer by Benny Platt there. And the Lions are primed. They're ready to strike. 2 yards out from taking the lead. A touchdown will do it without the extra point. Clements rejoins the huddle, and the Lions are up to the line. First and goal from the 2 for Pope John. His snap through the middle. Is he in? Touchdown, Lions! The fullback, Anthony Grego, with the 2-yard run and flag thrown on the play, although that's afterwards. I think it's going to be for excessive celebration. So that'll be on the kickoff. But the Lions, with the score, the touchdown will give them a 13-12 lead. Just trying to get further instruction there from the referees. Look to be excessive celebration on Pope John, so that will go on the kickoff. But the touchdown's good. Anthony Grego from 2 yards out gives the Pope John Junior Lions a 13-12 lead. And they've got a shot here for a point after touchdown. So Clements back into the huddle. Clements under center, hand off to Platt. Platt barreling to the right side. He's in, and the point after is good. Pope John with 2 extra points in this game and 2 touchdowns, and they take a 14-12 lead. The Lions going for their first win today. It'll be sweet if they get it. They're going to have to depend on the defense now to shut down Rumson. The offense has done the job. They've held possession here, eating it up. In this third quarter, 9 minutes and 19 seconds of possession here in the third quarter. And so now Rumson will get the ball back with only 41 seconds to go in the third. So the offense has kept the Rumson defense on the field for a long time here in the third quarter. And we'll see if they can get the ball back, the Pope John defense, for their offensive team. Try and eat up some more clock as we go into the fourth. 14-12, Pope John leads over Rumson. They're getting set for the kickoff. That's Grego with the 2-yard touchdown run, fullback for the Lions. And with 2 extra points, the Lions lead 14-12. So now, with the excessive celebration penalty from the touchdown, then it's going to push Pope John back to the 25-yard line for the kick. So that is going to put Rumson in pretty good field position. They want to try and retake the lead here. 41 seconds to go, third quarter. Jesse Maria getting set to kick it off. Here's the kick. Down to about the 40. It rolls down to the 44. Rumson will just cover it, and they'll start in plus territory from the Pope John 44 with 38 seconds to go here in the third quarter. So another long, sustained drive by Pope John, eating up almost all the time in the quarter. They did it to Manalapan last week in the first quarter. Didn't break through. And this time they did. Grego with the 2-yard touchdown run. And Pope John eating up almost 9 minutes, a little over 9 minutes in the third quarter. And Rumson now back on their heels. But they'll start from the Pope John 44, so we'll see what happens. Here's a handoff to 23. Gives it over to 20. 20 bursting through the left side. He'll go down to the far sideline to the 30, the 25, and it's good enough for a first down and then some. Rumson back on the move now. 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. They break through to the Pope John 25. So that excessive celebration penalty has definitely hurt Pope John here in field position. They'll be up to the defense to try and stop Rumson from getting a touchdown here. 12 seconds to go in the third. We'll see if the Bulldogs get another play off before the end of the quarter. 5 seconds. Doesn't look like they're going to. So that's it for the end of the third quarter. Pope John takes the lead, and they'll go into the fourth quarter up on the Rumson Bulldogs. Pope John leading 14-12. We'll be back with fourth quarter action from Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey, right after this. It's either 12 or 14. I'm not sure which one. I think it's 14 and then 12 and 3. Okay. So, but it's definitely 12 and 14 for the rest of the day. Oh, it should be, yeah. It's all set for, it's 12, 1:30, and then 3. So. Okay. Welcome back to the Catholic Academy of Sussex County and Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey for fourth quarter action between the Pope John Junior Lions 10 and under squad and the Rumson Bulldogs. Mike Foversano along with you calling today's action. Rumson on their heels now, but they are driving. They're down 14-12 after having taken a 12-0 lead. Here's the snap to the quarterback, number 23. He'll roll out to his right. He's going to keep it. Down at about the 22, he slides down as he had tacklers from Pope John right on him. And so he slides down to 22. That's good enough for about a 3-yard gainer. 2nd and 7 for Rumson. Trying to regain a lead that was once 12-0. First play from scrimmage for the game, a 50-yard touchdown run, and looked like Rumson was on their way. They scored a touchdown from 4 yards out in the second quarter, made it 12-0. They failed on both of their PATs. But then Pope John came barreling back. A 19-yard touchdown run by Benny Platt to close out the second quarter. And then a 2-yard touchdown run by number 61, Anthony Grego. 2 yards out, made it 14-12 with the extra points. A fumble on the snap, 23, he'll just fall on it and make sure that Pope John doesn't recover a fumble. And so that'll bring up third down. So the yardage that number 23 had gained for Rumson, he's lost almost all of it. They're going to mark it at about 24. A little generous spot there. Make it 3rd and 9. Looked like he was on the 25, but no matter. 3rd and 9. 23 in shotgun. One man in the backfield. 23 rolls to his left. He's got Platt on him. Misses the tackle. 23 down to the 20. But Platt will not be denied. Chasing down 23 and making the tackle. Great second effort by Benny Platt. After missing the first tackle, to come back 3 or 4 yards down the field, make sure he wrapped him up and brought him down. Terrific play by Benny Platt. That'll bring up 4th down and about 4 to go. We have a timeout on the field. That's by Rumson. And they want to talk over this important 4th down. If Pope John's able to get the ball back here on the turnover downs, We saw how they were able to eat up the clock in the third quarter. Nothing saying they wouldn't be able to do that again in the fourth, and I think Rumson knows that. So, 14-12 here in the fourth quarter. Pope John on the verge of getting their first victory here this season. Still a long way to go. It'll be 4th down and 4 to go for the Rumson Bulldogs. An enormous play in this game coming up. 8:14 to go, fourth quarter. Rumson already out of the huddle. They're ready to go. Pope John coming back up to the line of scrimmage. Pope John cheerleaders cheering them on. Great halftime show again by the cheerleaders. Here we go, 4th down. Quarterback takes the shotgun snap. He'll roll out, throws it downfield to number 20. He makes the catch to the 10, the 5, touchdown, Rumson. Oh, that quarterback for Rumson was able to find his receiver, number 20, down the field. And was able to hold on wide open for the reception, and he runs into the end zone. And the Rumson Bulldogs go back up 18-14 on top of Pope John. A deflating touchdown given up by the Lions, but still plenty of time on the clock to get it back. 18-14, we got a point after coming. Pope John has kept Rumson 0 for 2 today on point afters, so we will see if the Lions can repeat that. So the Bulldogs up to the line of scrimmage at the 2 for the point after touchdown attempt. Quarterback number 23 in the shotgun. 17 to his left. He'll take it. Roll to his left. He comes up the middle trying to burst in. Did he get through? Initially the referee said no, but after a second, maybe a second and a half, he finally raised his arms and marked it good. So the point after is good for the Rumson Bulldogs, and that'll make it 19-14. 19-14 with the point after touchdown. So Pope John down by 5, but again, a touchdown without the extra point would give Pope John the lead once again. 7:56 to go, fourth quarter. Rumson Bulldogs have retaken the lead 19-14 over Pope John. It was a 19-yard touchdown pass. To number 20 for Rumson. And that gave the Bulldogs the lead. And here's the kickoff down to about the 35-yard line. It's picked up by Pope John. Here's Platt. Platt will take it across the 40. And he gets to about the 41. He's still on his feet. They can't bring him down. He got another 5 yards. Wow, Benny Platt playing with some heart today, man. And wait, we got a whistle on the play. Rumson thinks that they've recovered it. Nope, it is Pope John. Pope John was able to hold on to that ball. So first down. Rumson thought they had recovered a fumble on the field, but referees say the Platt was down, and that Pope John was able to maintain possession. So a huge crisis averted there on the kickoff. Would have been disastrous for Pope John to turn the ball over right there on that kickoff. However, the Lions hold on to it. They've got 55 yards to go to pay dirt. Starting from their own 45, 1st and 10. 7:35 to go, fourth quarter. Rumson leads Pope John 19-14. Columbus under center, and we've got a whistle. And we got a timeout for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are going to talk things over, and we'll return with the remaining 7:27 of this game right after this. Rumson leads Pope John 19-14. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey. 1st and 10 for the Pope John Lions. Clements will hand off to Platt in the fullback position. Platt to the sidelines, far sidelines as he goes to his right. He's met in the backfield for a loss, maybe about a yard. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11. So back to the drawing board for the Lions. Coach Cole Francesco talking about his next play to quarterback Clements. Sean goes back out to the huddle. .6:45 to go. Clock running here in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 11 to go. Clements under center. He'll take the snap, gives it off to Platt. Platt goes through the middle, cuts back to the right, and is brought down just shy of the first down marker. Big run for Benny Platt. He gets about 10 to 10 and a half on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and maybe a half yard to go. We'll say it's on the 46 of Rumson. So 3rd and 1. 6 minutes to go for the Lions. Try and get back on the board and retake the lead. 19-14, Rumson leads it. Clements under center. It's right there for Pope John. Gives it off to Platt. Platt through the middle. 1st down and then some. Benny Platt gets 3 on the play, and it'll be 1st down, Pope John. They're going to mark the ball at the 44. They're going to say it was a 2-yard run. So he needed 1. He got 2. Clock continues to run. 5:26 to go. 4th quarter. Rumson leads over Pope John 19-14. Pope John up to the line. Clements under center. Here's the snap off to Grego. Grego bursts through the hole right in the middle made by the offensive line. They've played great in this game. Grego gets about a yard or 2. We got a flag on the play. It's a late flag. So we're going to see who it's against. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Pope John and against Rumson. So we'll see if those penalties offset. Looks like they will. Can't see the numbers from up here and who it was called on. I thought it was Tyler Killen. I could very well be wrong. So we're not going to say exactly who it was. I don't know. But I did see a Pope John player looked exasperated coming back to the huddle. He must have been called on it at that point in time. And but again, offsetting penalties. Unsportsmanlike conduct called against Pope John and against Rumson. This brings up 2nd down. Here's Clements. He'll hand it off to Platt. Platt cuts to the left, now back up the middle, and is brought down by number 47 for the Bulldogs. And that gets them down to the 41-yard line. Third down. The Lions have to get to the 34. They are currently at the 41, so 3rd and 7. Pope John to the line. Here's Clements. Clements to Platt. Platt rolls to the right, to the far sideline. He's past the first down marker, down to the 30, and is knocked down at about the 26-yard line. They're going to mark it to 28, but a first down for the Lions as Benny Platt with another big gainer. 3:43 to go. Plenty of time for Pope John to find the end zone. They are down to the Rumson 28. 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. Pope John again on the move. Right. First down, and they go up the middle. And that looks like Grego on the play. About a yard or 2. for second down. We're going to say about 1 yard. So 2nd and 9 for Pope John. 3:08 to go, fourth quarter. Clements back into the huddle. Clements under center. 2 men in the backfield. Pitch to Platt. Platt to the right. Now he goes back out to the far sideline. To the 25, to the 20, still on his feet. He gets down to about the 15 and down at about the 12. First down, Lions. Benny Platt, another big gainer. And Pope John continues on the move here. We've got 2:42 to go, fourth quarter. Rumson leads 19-14. Clock continues to go, 2:41 and counting. Clements in the huddle. Pope John up to the line. 2:27 to go. Fourth quarter. Lions down by 5. Here's the handoff up the middle. It's Grego with it. And he's brought down at about the 19. So, to the fullback, Anthony Grego. And he gets it to about the 19-yard line. And now I'm going to mark it the 14. Sorry about that. Second down, and we've reached 2 minutes to go here, fourth quarter. Clements back under center. Or in the huddle, I should say. They're going to mark the ball at the 15. So, 2nd and about 8 to go. Pope John in the red zone. Here's a handoff to Platt. Platt rolling to the left side and is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Say Platt lost about a yard, maybe 2 on the play. He's back to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to be the 12. So, minute 29 to go. Timeout on the field. Pope John going to talk things over. Let's reset the game for you here. Rumson took a lead in the first play from scrimmage, a 50-yard touchdown run to give them a 6-0 lead. They failed on the PAT. They scored another touchdown in the second quarter, a 4-yard TD pass from 23 to 15. Failed on the PAT again and made it 12-0. But Pope John started coming back. 19-yard touchdown run by Benny Platt with 40 seconds to go in the first half made it 12-7. That's how they went into halftime. And then Anthony Grego with a 2-yard run in the third quarter made it 14-12. Pope John, the point after touchdown good again. But a 19-yard touchdown pass from 23 to 20 on Rumson gave them the lead that they have now, 19-14. But the Pope John Lions are on the move with 89 ticks to go on the clock. They are at the 12, maybe 13-yard line. Third down. Here's the snap from Clements. Gives it to Platt. Platt to the right side. Platt trying to find a hole. He'll get down to about, I want to say the 5-yard line, maybe 6. It's going to bring up fourth down. So big yardage there for Benny Platt, but they're about 3 yards shy. So here's the ball game. Minute 5 to go. Pope John looking for their first win of the season. They're at the 5. That's where they're marking it. They can get to the 2 and get a first down. .50 seconds to go. Clements under center. We got a timeout on the field. It's going to be Pope John calling timeout, and they want to talk things over. So this is the ball game right here. 44 seconds to go. Pope John will talk things over with Rumson. We'll be back with the remaining 44 seconds in this one. Rumson leads over Pope John 19-14. We'll be back with the last 44 seconds right after this. Welcome back to Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey. The Lions trail 19-14, but they're at the 5-yard line. It's 4th and 3. Looking for the go-ahead touchdown here. There's 44 seconds on the clock. Lions up to the line. Clements with the snap. Gives the plot. We got a whistle. We're going to see who the penalty's called against. False start against Pope John, and that'll drive them back 5. So, clock stopped at 42 seconds to go, and this will bring up 4th and about 8 to go for the Lions. So, a tough situation has been made even that much tougher as Pope John takes a 5-yard false start penalty. 42 seconds to go. Rumson leads 19-14. The Lions have to get to the 2 for another first down. They get to the end zone, and they take the lead even without an extra point. Referees mark the spot, 10-yard line for Pope John. Lions up to the line. Here's Klebitz under center. We got a whistle. We got another timeout. Pope John taking the final timeout. There's Coach Francesco wants to talk things over one more time. So 42 seconds to go. Another timeout by Pope John to discuss this strategy. 4th and 8 from the 10-yard line. They got to get to the 2 for a first down. If they get to the end zone, they take the lead. I'm going to stay right here with you through this timeout. Valiant effort by the Pope John Junior Lions in this one. We'll see if it pays off. You feel for these kids, they worked so hard to put themselves in this spot. For 5 weeks, they've been denied victory until today. We'll see if they can finally break through. Here it is. 4th and 8 from the 10-yard line of Rumson. 19-14, the Bulldogs lead it. Clements under center. He's got Platt in the backfield. Here's the snap to Platt. Platt to his left. Platt running around, trying to get around the defender. He's met at the 5-yard line, and that's it. Platt's brought down at the 5, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Rumson will take over. So that 5-yard false start penalty was a killer for Pope John. And they came up about 3 yards shy of the first down. Rumson's going to come back on the field. They'll take a snap, and this one will be over. Oh, so close for Pope John. You absolutely have to give them an A+ for effort in this one. Came so close. And just were denied at the final moments of this one. Platt got just to about the 5-yard line, maybe shy. He missed the first down marker by about 3 yards. 33 seconds to go. 1st and 10 for Rumson. Here's a snap. They'll take a knee, and that'll do it. The Rumson Bulldogs will take this one 19-14 over the Pope John Junior Lions. The Lions with an amazing effort coming back from a 12-0 deficit. You have to feel for Coach Francesco and his team. They did everything they could to win this one. It just came up a few yards shy. Teams meeting at the 50-yard line to go through the handshake. Pope John still looking for their first win. They'll have to get it on the road against Hamilton next week. They will take on Hamilton down in Trenton, New Jersey. That's a 3 p.m. start next Sunday, October 2nd. Please join us for that. And then the final 2 games in the regular season at Asbury Park on October 9th. And then back here at Pope John High School on October 16th for a noon start against the Toms River Warriors. Great effort by Pope John today. Just came up a few yards shy, but they are building towards getting that first win. And we'll see if it happens next Sunday. Final score, once again, from Pope John High School in Sparta, New Jersey. It's the Rumson Bulldogs, 19. The Pope John Junior Lions 10-and-under squad, 14. For everyone here at Pope John, this is Mike Formasano saying thanks for joining us. And we will see you next Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m., Pope John at Hamilton in Trenton, New Jersey. Have a good week, everyone.